anyone who has been in EMS or rescue for very long, and they'll all tell you the same thing. No two scenes are ever alike. It doesn't matter if it's a fender bender, a routine EMS call, or a major incident like this one. They all have unique challenges and unique hazards. Now, you've gotten here safely, but your responsibilities don't end here. How you approach and where you park are extremely important, because you could help, but you could actually hinder rescue operations. And remember all those acronyms we've given you? Well, here's one more. ACES, Approach, Control, Exit, Safety.
First, assess your approach. While you're en route, consider the type of call to which you're responding. Remember the P in SIBD? Predict as best you can, and you'll be better prepared to decide and execute a safe approach to the scene. Am I going to encounter traffic congestion? Is the scene on a curved road, a hill, or a narrow residential street? Will law enforcement be there to assist if it's a traffic crash or a crime scene? How good are the directions to the scene? Especially in rural areas where law enforcement may not be on the scene yet, a crash that was called in as being 5 miles before a landmark can really be 10 miles before it. In this example, we will use a typical crash scene to illustrate ACES, but always remember each scene will be different and have its own particular set of hazards. Assess your approach to the scene by taking in the big picture. Remember in the last section about tunnel vision? Well, this is where it often strikes. You may be looking at mangled metal, or you may be looking at mangled people, and not at the bystander, and not at the police officer or firefighter or many of the other hazards that are present. And one of the more common hazards is crash debris in the roadway, and that can puncture a tire and put your vehicle out of service. So keep your eyes moving as you visually sweep your approach to the scene. Control of the scene means controlling yourself and controlling traffic flow with your vehicle. Especially at serious crashes, don't get caught up and distracted by what's going on and make a potentially deadly mistake or misstep as you exit your vehicle. Even if law enforcement is on the scene and controlling traffic, when possible, use your vehicle as a barrier to protect those on the scene. If you're parking a rescue truck for better lighting and access to equipment, you may want to get in closer and park before or next to the involved vehicles. You've heard the phrase, always leave yourself an out. Well, that's especially true at crash scenes. It's easy to be hemmed in by other emergency apparatus, police cars, fire hoses, media vehicles, or even the cars of bystanders. If you're driving an ambulance or a quick response vehicle, at most crash scenes, you'll want to park beyond the scene so you can quickly and safely exit. Now, as you exit the scene, always keep a lookout for oncoming traffic that may or may not be controlled by a law enforcement officer. And always remember, look out for rubberneckers. When you are approaching or exiting a scene, large or small, and a vehicle, large or small, the safety of the EMS, fire, and law enforcement team, your patients and bystanders, are your responsibility. If you get one thing out of this evoc course, it should be the importance of safety, not just on the scene, but each and every time you get behind the wheel.
Okay, the call is over, and you're back safe at your crew hall. You remember the side of Doug trapped in the ambulance. You've applied SIPIT, and you remember what your evoc instructors have taught you. Hi, I'm Al Smith, VAVRS evoc coordinator, and I want you to remember one other very important point. Your EMS agency depends upon the public for support. It doesn't matter if it's new volunteers, donations, or tax dollars. Nothing hurts public support more than the negative impression and bad publicity that comes from an emergency vehicle crash or the reckless operation of one. Think about it. The majority of the contact the public has with your EMS agency is on a highway. You are responding to treat one patient but 100 people may see your agency in action. Each and every one of them are judging your conduct, your safety, and your courtesy each and every time you are behind the wheel. Remember, it may be an emergency response, returning from the hospital, or just being out on routine business. You are driving nothing less than a rolling billboard. Ask yourself, what message is my billboard sending to the public? I'll leave you with 3 tips from someone who has taught hundreds of evoc classes and has been operating emergency vehicles for over 36 years. Buckle up, slow down, and stay alert.